Hi, Sam.
Sophia.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Yeah, just finished up our Australian tour this weekend. So I'm back at home and it feels good to be home. Feels great to be home.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit of what you're been doing as a band these few months?
We've been touring a lot. So we came back. I came back from Mexico in April, end of March. Yeah, in April. I've just been making a lot of music in between touring, and we just did a 17-date tour around Australia and New Zealand, and then that was really nice. It was a really good tour. It was promoting the new song "Trippin' Up," and then we released Rakata during that tour. So it's been a busy time, but it's been really enjoyable. And now I'm back home and I'm just about to start some good studio time, which I've been looking forward to.
Cool. And what about the weather in all of these countries you visit?
It's been cold, very cold.
Completely different from Mexico, right?
Yeah, completely different. I want to be back in Mexico. But yeah, I live in Melbourne, so it's particularly cold here. But it is nice. Like, I don't mind winter. You get the fireplace out. You can wear your nice coats. There's perks to winter.
Okay. I have one serious question. Can you tell me in a phrase who is Jungle Giants?
A band that is always willing to experiment.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're always trying to do something different?
Yeah, always trying to. As a songwriter, I'm always trying to push myself, and I think you can hear that in the music. And I give myself to the music. I give everything I have to the music I make, and I think that the more you push, the more you try to learn, the better your music is.
Yeah, and well, each one of you has an essence, a personal essence that brings something special to the band. But how can you tell this essence is embodied in your music, in every single song that you are releasing?
Well, I mean, it's an interesting thing. I mean, with the music that you hear, that's just me in a studio. So it's just me that makes the music, and I write and record and produce everything myself. That being said, I think that when we play it live, that's when the true essence of the band comes out. Everyone has their own personality and they like to play the parts, with their own pizzazz, which I really enjoy. But I think when it comes down to, obviously the music and the message and the way it's produced and everything, that's a personal message coming from me. But it's lucky that the band itself, we're all best friends. And I think that we all complement each other in such a nice way that I feel like, all of us are in each other. Do you know what I mean? It's a big family.
Yeah. And when you're doing all of these sounds and you're at the studio, you let all of you be yourself. I mean, when you hear the final product, you know exactly what every one of you did for it to sound the way that it sound?
Well, that's actually the only difference is I play all the instruments. So no one actually plays anything in the studio. I just play every single instrument.
Wow. And how this sounds makes sense in your head? How you make all of this?
Well, I think like when I'm making music, I get an opinion that sometimes it's hard to decipher. But the more you experiment, the more you keep going. It's easier to say this is the wrong thing, so I just keep going until it's right. You know what I mean? So I feel like I have a saying that I live by, which is let the song do the talking. So when the song finally feels good, that's when I know that part is done. And that's why it's so rewarding at the end when a song is finished and I like every element of it. That means I've spent enough time deciphering what the song's trying to say.
Okay, and talking about all of these experiments, what was the inspiration to record Rakata?
Well, Rakata that was such a fun song to make. Originally, it was a beat and a melody that I was building at home before I was about to go to Mexico. And I was messing around with some vocal samples that had some Spanish in them. And my original intent was to sing those melodies in English. But the more I listened to it, the more I grew attached to the Spanish, a female vocal singing in Spanish. So then I realized that the song is better off with a female vocalist, accompaniment. So when we went to Mexico, I ended up having like a meeting with RENEE, and I pitched the song to her. She loved the song, and also we connected as people, as two artists. We were really interested in working together. So from there, the song really took shape. And I think that her energy and also, my energy and the friendship that we attained during this whole process made the song what it is. I think you can really feel that we're friends. You can see it in the video. And for me, that was really exciting. There was like something really real about the whole process, and we were becoming really good friends while making it. And I like that. I think that, music, no matter where you are, music can bring you together, and this was an example of that.
And through all of this process, how was mixing rhythms and experiences with the RENEE for this song?
It's really good. I mean, she's an incredible artist. She is so driven, so talented, and focused. So we would spend a lot of time talking about what we wanted, not just in the studio making things. We would have a lot of discussions about what's important to us, what sounds good to us, what we've been listening to, what kind of style is best to sing in. And then also when it came to the lyrics, we spoke a lot about Mexican slang. And that's one thing that she thought was really important that Rakata had. So it was really fun. It was a learning experience for me. It was something I hadn't done before. But I came out of it feeling, enriched by the whole process. It was a cool thing to do, songwriting wise, because I'd never tried that before, but it was really rewarding. And by the end, we were so happy. And our friendship built, really intensely over that time because we were sharing, personal things. When you're making music, it's a personal experience.
Yeah, and this song is creating a new memory for both of you,
Yes.
right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and did you have any specific goal while you've been working on it? I mean, talking about feelings, thoughts, auditive senses that you wanted people to feel when they hear this song?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the song is like, it's quite nostalgic, but to me, it's hopeful and nostalgic. And I really like that combination of feelings. I think in terms of goals I really wanted to, well, for one, when I realized the song needed to be bilingual, I wanted to make a song like that and then bring it to Australia and then, show people that I think it's quite obvious when you go to North America, a lot of songs are in Spanish, right? You can hear it all over the radio. You hear that less so in Australia, but I thought it was really, I really enjoyed the challenge of, I'm going to make a pop song that is bilingual, and I want to take it to Australia and push people and let them know that, you don't necessarily have to know what it's saying, but you can feel what it's saying. That's something I love about bilingual music. And that's kind of become a part, as I make this record, I like making calls about certain styles or flavors of music and bringing it to Australia. That being said, it's also great to have a song when we come back to Mexico that people can sing, in Spanish. That'll be such a good moment live.
And are you excited to sing it live?
Yeah, well, we've been singing it live, and I've been working on my Spanish. I think, especially, I'm really excited to sing it in Mexico and hear everybody sing it at Rakata.
Nice. And with this new record, do you feel as a band you have a new experience with the music or some sounds you never played before?
Yeah, yeah. Every record I make, I definitely experiment with new sounds, and I've got a great idea that I'm working on right now for the album. It's essentially a mix of pop music and orchestration, so strings, timpani, horn sections. It's kind of messing around with more orchestral sounds, but packaging them in a pop way.
Okay. And would you like to create a song with another Mexican band or singer in specific?
I can't say any specifics right now, but man, I had a really, really amazing time making music with RENEE. So my mind is totally open. I spent a bit of time making music with Alex Sintek while I was there in Mexico as well, which was really fun. But yeah, I love making music with Mexican people because there's a very deep sense of passion when it comes to making music that I relate to. So for me, making music in Mexico is very inspiring. So I can't wait to do more.
Do you think in Rakata are some specific things that Mexico lives in you?
I feel I relate to Mexican culture really deeply. I'm not quite sure what it is, but even as a kid, I was kind of just obsessed with Mexico. I love Mexican food. I love birria. I love, we love margaritas. Also love barbacoa. I think for me, there's a lot of Mexico that lives inside me. And the more time I spend in Mexico, the more I discover, And so I think that's another reason why it was important for me to make a song that people in Mexico can sing along to and relate to. Because, it's just me getting closer to my Mexican fans.
Okay. And you've been traveling around the world and you've been in different festivals and places. How different is the Mexican crowd to another places?
I think like Mexico is very unique in the sense that they're such passionate fans. The first time when we played Corona Capital was maybe one of our first tastes of the intensity, which I love. People want to meet and hang out, and people bring beautiful little gifts as well, which we weren't expecting. We end up having really good conversations with our fans in Mexico, and I find that people are really open and passionate, and often give us. We talk about music, right? So they suggest music that we're to listen to, or they ask what we're listening to, and we end up having a lot of really nice conversations about music, and I love that about Mexican fans. They're obviously and truly passionately musical fans, and I think that's unique to. It's unique to Mexico how open they are and how much they want to talk about it.
And did you expected all of this from Mexico since the first time you visited?
No, I didn't expect it, but I absolutely wanted it, and I'm really enjoying, putting a focus on Mexico, and over the next 6 months and over the next year, we're going to be there as much as we can, with a whole new bag of music, whole new album, which is exciting.
And you will be recording some songs here in Mexico, maybe?
I'd like to think so. I think now that I've just finished touring, I'm going to be recording a lot here, but I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up in Mexico recording a little bit of mariachi.
That will be different.
Yeah, in a good
will
way.
Be nice. Okay, and for the last question I have, do you really want to stay here in Mexico? Maybe not necessarily playing music, but doing something different, like I don't know, touring or meeting another people or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like in August, we're going to North America, and we're not playing a show in Mexico, but I've decided to just go to Mexico on my own to hang out with some friends and just write music. I feel really comfortable and inspired when I go to Mexico City. There's just something about it. I really love the people. I love the atmosphere. I love the food. It's a place for me that gets my mind flowing. So in August, I'm just going to be going for about 4 or 5 days just to hang out and make music, which is my favorite thing to do.
Okay, so you take inspiration at every second you're here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, that sounds awesome. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I hope this new song, Rakata, sounds everywhere at every hour. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Have a good night. Thank you.
So you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you, Cons. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.